Welcome to the Ask Weldon Show, episode 69. Today I talk about effective focus, controlling frustration, and how to focus on goals. Welcome back. Here I am again, a fresh day in Finland. I just finished recording episode 68 a few minutes ago, and I'm doing this live on Periscope, by the way, so make sure you check that out. If you want the behind-the-scenes stuff, I do answer a lot of questions with the guys who come and hang out with me as I'm recording these shows, and I really have to batch it together this week because IEM is like really busy. I'm trying to catch up on everything I missed for the 3 weeks I was in North America, and I have all of these awesome shows prepped by Mason, my video guy, ding, who set up the notes for me, so it's just so easy to burn right through them. So I'm going to try to do as many shows as I can so that we have cool content to put up on YouTube over the next few weeks. So yeah, let me get into the questions.
Living Legend X21 asks, research has shown conscious trying can produce negative results, so what's an effective way to find what to focus on?
Basically, so the research on choking, tilting, basically shows that when you focus on trying to execute your motor movements, like consciously try to do stuff, you interrupt the automatically programmed or automatically trained reflexes that you conditioned. And therefore, you kind of destroy your elite skill. So the cycle goes something like this. An untrained skill that you don't know, that you suck at. And then an untrained skill that you do know that you suck at, so consciously trying to improve it. And then a trained skill that you focus on to be good at. And then a trained skill that's automatic. Once you get into that phase, when you focus on it, it brings you back to phase 3. So from the automatic phase back to the conscious focus phase. And the reason is because you have like extra levels of coordination that your body's doing. You're starting, like once you get the thing automated, you can start to incorporate other variables that you couldn't concentrate on before, so you actually get better at the movement. And when you go back to focusing on the movement and you mess up some of the the finesse of the coaching. Finesse of the actual movement. So we know that this is kind of what happens when people choke. We know that this is how you play down to people's level, is you focus on trying to do the motor movement again. So what do you focus on instead? There's a theorist by the name of Yuri Hennin, who's developing what is called a action protocol, where when you're in this tilting mode, you have pre-planned already bookmark actions to focus on. So let's say you're shooting, right? So a normal person who's shooting at the Olympics would start choking, and they would focus on too much on their actual aiming. They'd be like, okay, hold it really tight, squeezing the trigger, and bang, and then they would mess up. And so what he works with these shooters to do is basically to be okay, they focus on steps of the process that they know that are just steps of the process. So the first step is shoulder, breathe, exhale, squeeze, and there's a ton of extra movements in there, a myriad of extra movements in there. But if you have these bookmark movements that you focus on intentionally, they can include the myriad of extra training movements. For example, the adage that tennis players say, keep your eye on the ball, or what they say in baseball, keep your eye on the ball, which is total bullcrap because you can't actually see the ball. When you're returning a tennis serve, the last time you see the ball is when it's about a foot from the guy's racket. And then the nerve impulse does not have enough time to get to your brain before you actually have to hit it. So the keep your eye on the ball is just nonsense, right? But when you try to consciously keep your eye on the ball, you move your head in position of where it's going to predict it to be, and it allows you to then swing naturally without concentrating too much on that movement and interrupting it. So it's kind of like a bookmark movement that you use to free up your automatic movement. So so that's essentially what you should focus on. Is you should find the first few steps of the decision-making process, the key bookmarks in the movement that you can use to keep you completely undistracted. And I think for me, that's always things like deciding when to trade. And so like as soon as they, for example, use a CC spell or something to last hit, like I'll go for the trade. Or as soon as I see a jungler somewhere, I'll go for the trade. And instead of like how to trade, instead of like thinking like, okay, I need to go over here on this side of the minion or this side of the minion, like I'll try to make that automatic so that I don't mess it up. And that's the thing that I've already trained. I already know how to navigate around the minions in lane, and I want that to be like super fluid and the dodging to be super fluid. So I try not to focus too much on that.
Anonymous asks, how do you not get mad when a teammate makes a mistake?
Okay, so there's a couple things wrong with this question. The first is you don't get to choose if you get mad or not, and you don't get to control your emotions. So these two things are just right out the window. If something makes you mad, it's already made you mad, and that's just what you have to deal with at that time. If you get to an amazing Zen state where like a mistake by a teammate does not make you mad, congratulations. You don't have a problem anymore with the world, and you're like a Buddhist monk, probably. I am not that person, and most people who are competitive and are driven to win and want to get better are very mad, or at least like somewhat frustrated when a teammate makes a mistake or screws them over in some way. So the first step is just to accept that that's going to happen, and also that you can't control those emotions, but you can control your behavior and your focus. So the next step is that you respond to it with performance by moving on from the mistake and focusing on the present moment again. So instead of saying like, oh God, what the heck, this stupid mistake, blah, 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 and thinking about it, you say, okay, this is, how do I win now? And you deal with the problem that's in front of you. And the second thing is that you, instead of like basically trying to suppress that emotion or like destroy it in some way, that you just kind of like let it ride out, and you can actually do what my friend Summer Scott calls opposite action, which is you would do the thing that it feels like the emotion is trying to make you do, whatever the opposite of that is. So it's going to make you flame. So the opposite action would be to like reassure the guy and say like, hey, it's okay, dude. We're still going to do fine. Or like, let's say it would make you like tilt and check out. So instead you focus harder. So I like that because it's a really easy frame of reference. We all know exactly what it is we want to do when we're pissed. And so it's really easy to just find the opposite thing and do that instead as a metric for untilting. And it's also kind of a fun mini game. How many times can you do that? So yeah, good luck with your opposite action, and that's my advice.
Living Legend X21 asks, what do you do when you feel like you don't know how to achieve your goals or focus on it?
I think that it takes a lot of reflection and contemplation to decide how you're going to achieve goals. So my suggestion is to keep like digging and digging and digging at what you're trying to do and finding role models, examining people's lives who are doing it successfully and copying them. Like if you assume that so many things have been successfully done before, all you have to do is go find the people that have like done them and start copying them, start riffing off them. So essentially like do more research. That's what I did when I wanted to become an entrepreneur, consultant. I just went and I started like looking at all the people who'd built personal brands and kind of like examining that world. And so I did a very similar thing when I was trying to be like a better sports psych trainer. I found like sports psych trainers and I tried to get into their world and see how they did things. And I didn't have much success with that because it's a very private world full of client privilege. But when stuff started to leak out about the very best in the world, I somehow had tripped onto the same kind of methods. And so I was really actually happily surprised that I was already doing what kind of the best in the world were doing for their performance coaching. And that was kind of a happy mistake, but it really reassured me. So I would say to Mr. Living Legend, I know who this is, by the way, that you should analyze people who are doing it well. You should try to deconstruct or reverse engineer their path. You should keep plodding forward, like on your own path, and you should find things that kind of edify the correct decisions you've been making and try to eliminate the bad ones. and get as much advice from mentors who have already walked the path as humanly possible, because it saves you a lot of time. Okay, my question of the day is, how do you not get mad when a teammate makes a mistake? What is the thing that you do to try to I said you can't control your emotion, but what is the thing that you try to do to control your behavior so that you don't basically tilt your team? Thanks, and I'll see you guys next time.